Hey Joe, just with the news that Mike is out, obviously, you guys have gotten accustomed to playing without him at various times this year. What kind of changes for you? What changes have you seen, throughout the course of the playoffs thus far and how teams are guarding you?
Um, yeah, I mean, obviously, it sucks that Mike's not playing. Obviously, we want him to be out there as much as we can. So, or obviously whenever he's healthy. So, um, to the second part, like obviously, yeah, my role changes. Obviously, going into the starting lineup, which, like you said, I'm kind of used to kind of going in and out a little bit, depending on the situation. So, um, yeah, I mean, a lot of them obviously sending me right, and then either depending kind of who the big is or the lineup. If they go five smalls, they send me right and switch, or switch regularly, or if it's a big, send me right and kind of a drop back or switching, depending on the lineup or time of the game. So yeah, just making reads out of it. If they're back and I've got the shot, shoot it. If I can get downhill and make a play for someone else, or Rudy or one of the guys, do that. But I'm sure you're going to hint at me not shooting well, so I'm going to keep shooting, even though I didn't shoot well and I haven't been shooting well. So I'll answer that question before someone asks me. But yeah, no, just kind of reading how they play. Obviously, start of the game, you can pick up a few things. They started smaller, like they had been playing, so obviously from the start, probably a bit more switching, and then when they bring the bigs in, just reading how they play it.
Lawrence Murray, The Athletic.
Hi, Joe. Nice to meet you. And remember 3 years ago, obviously Paul George was with the Thunder then, and that was a great series between the Jazz and the Thunder that Utah won. Flash forward, now you guys matched up again. He's on the Clippers, and I just want to know if you've seen differences in his game since then, and if you have a different kind of interaction with him, a different kind of perspective of him now compared to that first playoff meeting 3 years ago.
No. I mean, apart from watching clips and preparing for the game as per normal, depending on whoever we play. The whole like narrative of like Joe versus Paul George is kind of a little bit old in my mind. It's the Jazz versus the Clippers. It was OKC versus the Jazz. Obviously, for me, it's a matchup that I want to try and do, and I like kind of hold him as much as I can. Again, he's obviously a highly impactful player for their team. He has the ball. He gets shots within their offense. So I obviously realize he's heavily involved. And for me or for Royce or Boyan or whoever's guarding him, Donovan at that point, it's just to make it as tough as we can on him and Kawhi. It's not there's no individual battles or one-on-one matchups. There's 10 guys on the court, and obviously we've got to defend as a team, and that's what we've done all year. So I personally don't read into the one-on-one stuff or I mean, 3 years ago was a long time. My twins were barely talking then, and now they're 5 and annoy the hell out of me. So they're a lot. 3 years is a long time. So yeah, I mean, I hope he's happy there and whatever. But it's the Jazz versus the Clippers, and that's all I'm focused on.
Ben Anderson, KSLSports.com.
Joe, other than just kind of making shots, what was the biggest difference between the start of the first quarter and the start of the third quarter when you guys started to get your offense going?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to kind of go away from the making shots part, but obviously that's a big part of it. I mean, we missed like whatever, I think Coach said it yesterday, like 20 or 21 or something like that, straight field goals. And I think a lot of them I mean, you guys probably know, but like a high number of those 21 were good shots too. I don't think there was many bad shots taken. And that's how we've played all year. Like when we have open shots, we take them. If we're 0 for 5, 0 for 15, whatever it is, if we get a good look, that's how we've played. We've played kind of aggressive offensively. Transition, we've shot threes all year. The half court, if someone's got a look, we've shot threes all year. Obviously, if they help out, we can get Rudy and Fabe on the rim. But yeah, I mean, I do think we got better as the game went on. I think our defensive rebound, and we got out and ran a bit more in that start of the third quarter. We were getting stops and kind of were able to get out and run a bit more when you're getting stops. So the guys did a hell of a job on the rebounds. Royce on the offensive boards getting us more possessions. There was just a few things. I think as the game went on from the start till the end, just getting better as the game went on. And I think we showed that. I think, and like I said, like you said, like making shots obviously helps that because it's a lot easier for us to not have to hold on like to the defensive end. And I think that was one thing you obviously take away. We were able to still be in the game. Like if you miss 21 straight shots, that could easily be a 15-20-0 run, which we're able to obviously hold pretty steady. And I think the biggest it got out to was like 14 or 15 or whatever the lead was. So yeah, we don't want to. We're not planning to miss 21 tonight. That was the main talk about in film this morning.
Dana Green, ABC4.
Hey, Joe, you guys kind of held Kawhi and Paul a little, under their season averages. I think 43 points, 13 to 36. Were you happy with the defensive effort? But they also missed some open shots. So there's still adjustments that need to be made, or were you guys pretty satisfied at how you kind of contained them?
Yeah, I mean, a bit of both. I think we did do a good job in certain situations and just making it tough. And I mean, they're obviously both great players. So they're, like I said before, they're gonna have the ball. They're gonna get shots. They're gonna have possessions where it might be an ISO or Kawhi on the post or Paul George playing pick and roll from the high quadrant or whatever it is. They're gonna have the ball. So there was some open ones there, which we've watched as well, and some of that was some miscommunication or some overhelping or whatever it was. But again, at the end of the day, for us, we know they're the two kind of key guys that are going to have the ball majority of the game, and for us, we've got to make it as difficult as possible for every minute they're out there. I think Kawhi got in some early foul trouble. Paul George came back in early again. So whoever's out there, if they're out there together or one at a time or whatever the lineup is, just making it as difficult as possible for the 48 minutes. And we obviously realised too, in saying that they're going to make some shots. That Kawhi's going to make some turnarounds in the post or whatever it is, but just making it as tough as we can for that 48 minutes.
Next question, Rebecca Harlow. Rebecca Harlow.
Hey, Joe. Two quick ones for you. Just your thoughts on Rudy. Tremendous news with Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, not a surprise. Honestly, I think being around him daily and for 7 years now, we within the organisation and obviously a lot of people outside with the votes and stuff realize what he does on a daily for us. This isn't like a random where he had a 50-point game one time or something. Like he does this every night, regardless of who we're playing. Whenever he's out there, he is the anchor in our defense. There's no questions about it. He makes us all better defenders. He lets us be more aggressive because we know he's got our back. And it's nice to have a big 7-foot French man at the back behind you, knowing that whatever happens out on the floor, he's going to go and try and help you. So, yeah, I mean, it's a proud moment for our organisation, obviously for him to win 3 of them. And I highly doubt it'll be the last one. I don't know how old he is. He's, how old is he, 28 or something, 27? He's got a while to go. He looks after himself on and off the court. So, yeah, proud of him. He's grown up. He's come a long way.
And for you, Joe, Coach was calling you a utility player, that he has so much faith in the fact that he can plug you into so many different roles on this team wherever there's a need. I mean, that's easier said than done at this level. When you headed into your NBA career, was that a goal of yours? And what goes into that for you to be able to wear so many hats on this team?
My first goal was just to not get cut, to be honest. I was on a non-guarantee my first year, and I just wanted to do anything I could to make the team. So whether that played into a part of kind of doing whatever I had to do to stay on the floor, I still remember one of the first ever conversations I had with Coach was him telling me to run to the corner and shoot threes if I was open and to defend. And if I did those two things, I was going to be able to have a chance to stay on the court. And obviously, as I've progressed here through 7 years now or whatever, I've tried to develop every year. I've tried to bring something different to my own game. There's been certain things I've worked on and got better at. The kind of utility player person, I think that's probably more been the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years. The first few years I was pretty kind of not stuck in a role, but like entrenched in what I was doing. And I mean, it's fun. It's a little unpredictable at times, which is can be like frustrating for myself because I want to obviously play it really well every night. But some nights it is some nights I'll get more shots. Some nights I'm a facilitator. Some nights he wants me to guard Paul George. Like whatever the situation is, I am happy to do it. They're like it's. You see things like people tell me they want me to shoot more. They're like sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. That's the game of basketball. There's one ball out there, and we're all trying to do the best of our abilities out there. And if we're hot and we're winning, and I'm not shooting and we're winning, like who cares? We're winning the game. So I've tried to kind of lock into whatever my role is, whether it be starting one game. Obviously, when Mike comes back, I'm very well aware I'll be going back to the bench, and that's the way it's been. That's the way my career's been, and I'm happy to do whatever it takes for us to win. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's fun. Again, it's just about kind of being locked into whatever that role is, whether it be more aggressive, defending, or whatever it is. So, again, like I said, happy to do whatever it is that coach wants me to do and our team needs.
David Locke, Jazz Radio.
Locke.
How are you, Joe?
You're going to yell at me? Go yell your question as loud as possible.
I'll wait for later tonight. I had to yell really loud the other night to get out of the crowd. 2 quick ones if I could. You nicely kind of outlined how you read pick and rolls with the big. You guys against switching, kind of that slow start and then kind of an explosion seems to be the pattern against switching. What are the reads that you have to make that may lead to why you get better at it as the game goes on?
I mean, yeah, obviously at the start of the game, especially this year, like you don't know exactly what they're going to do. You got an idea what they're going to do. They started off switching. They went to hedge, I think, for a little bit with Donovan, and maybe Boyan for a certain part of it. Then they blitzed Donovan randomly a couple of times. Yeah, I guess kind of like I said before, it's about reading it. It's about the first quarter. Obviously, we have an idea what they're going to do. They have an idea what we're doing, and you try and do your best to execute it. As the game goes on, Zubac comes in and it's a different pick and roll. Maybe he's up, maybe he is switching, maybe he's blitzing. So over the course of the game, you obviously get more of an idea as the game goes on of how they're playing a certain situation. And then for us, it's about reading what they're doing and then obviously executing. And like you said, I think we get better at things as games goes on. I think it was like the Atlanta game in Atlanta. We hadn't played against like a drop defense for like a month or something, or 4 or 5 weeks, and we sucked in the first half. And then as the game went on, we got better and better. I think we ended up winning the game, but the course of the game, we usually get better at things. So obviously we don't want to put ourselves in a 10, 13, 12 point deficit, whatever it was. But obviously, yeah, we are confident in our abilities with Donovan on the ball or whoever it is that they're going to make the right play and the right read, and we're going to get the shots that we like. And again, we went 0 for 20, whatever, but I think we were taking pretty good shots for a lot of the time. So we're going to take them, and obviously our belief is that we're going to make more than we miss, or we might not make more than we miss, but we'll make shots.
All right, that's all the time we have. So thank you very much, Joe, for joining.
Sorry, guys. Maybe next time. It's been a pleasure.
Bye, Joe. See you later.